Hey guys and gals, welcome back to Noah's MMA. Here we are, January 18th it is, and we're going to talk about the fights this weekend. There's a big fight going on this weekend, UFC 297, and god damn it, am I ready. I cannot wait for this. Let's see, we got Sean Strickland defending his title against Dricus du Plessis, and man, this is an exciting fight. Sean is opening as I believe it's a 2-1 favorite. He's a -110, and Dricus is a +130. Now, this has been interesting because at the beginning of this, they didn't seem to be getting along. It seemed like Dricus got under Sean's skin, and it really seemed like at that first press conference, they had like legitimate bad blood. But as the embedded has come out and we've seen, it seems like they're really cool with each other. I think on the third or fourth episode, you saw him, Sean and Dricus, dapping up, saying what's up to each other. Obviously they were cutting weight during that time, so they probably just wanted to be friendly. There was really no beef during the press conference. They both actually seemed to really respect each other, and that's what I love to see. The thing I love about MMA is that they usually respect each other. There's situations like Colby Covington and Masvidal where it's like those guys couldn't shake hands afterwards. In this situation with Sean Strickland and Dricus, they really do respect each other. And what that I think comes down to is both these guys really like to fight, and I think that's where this one's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be harder for Sean because Dricus will get down and he's got this really awkward style that's almost impossible to emulate. So personally, I think this will go 5 rounds. I think Sean's going to be a little bit more defensive than he was with Israel, given the fact that Dricus likes to fight so much. I think we'll obviously see him in the Philly shell. I will say I do think Sean will win via decision. I think the odds makers are getting this one right. I think it will be really close. I just don't see either of them getting knocked out or submitted. I mean, the cool thing about Sean is that we've yet to see him grapple for real. I mean, we never see him try to go for submissions or anything like that. With Dricus, he's got a bunch of submissions, 50% submission rate. The real question is, can Dricus take Sean down, and can he keep him down? And I don't think he can. I think Sean will scramble up at any point. Sean looks extremely jacked for this fight. It looks like he's been really working on his strength and conditioning. Maybe he's on the juice. Maybe Dricus is on the juice. I think Dricus probably is on the juice, because if you look at his traps, they're giant. That's it. That's a real telltale sign for guys that are juiced up. How big are their traps? Because there's extreme androgen receptors on the traps, and when you introduce growth hormone, usually those receptors are ignited first, and so if you ever see that, that guy's probably on juice. However, a lot of times they're not. But either way, back to the subject of Sean Strickland versus Dricus. I think the fact that they were able to squash that little beef and that quibble didn't go much further than the first press conference, I think this is perfect for Sean, because the only reason Sean might slip up is if he's fighting emotionally. I don't think the guy normally fights angry. I think people say that he fights angry, but I don't think he does. He's extremely calculated, and he just loves what he does. He basically feels like he's getting paid to cut weight, and the fight is just another day. So will the fight go 5 rounds? I think yes. Let's think about it for a second. If Dricus wins, this will also be a pretty huge upset. I mean, not an upset per se, but it will be really eye-opening to see how good this guy really is. I mean, if he beats Sean, who beat Izzy, the last title championship that didn't involve Izzy was in 2018 when St. Pierre fought Bisping, and St. Pierre choked out Bisping. So that just goes to show how good Izzy really is. I noticed Izzy thought that Dricus would win, and I find that curious. I think that might have a little bit of personal sway, we'll call it, to it, but I think that it's an interesting take. You should go over to Freestyle Bender and check out his breakdown. Personally, like I said, I think it'll go 5 rounds. I think Sean will be more defensive than he was with Israel, and I think you'll see Dricus walking down Sean. I think we'll see just an extremely technical defensive approach from Sean, where he will hit and not get hit, and just try to stuff takedowns. I think Dricus will come out trying to take him down, because, I think Dricus knows that Sean might be a better striker. You never know. I think these guys' confidence is is just through the roof. If you listen to some of Dricus's interviews, it's like, first of all, it's night and day because Dricus really wants to be the champion. Sean doesn't care at all about being the champion. So it's you can see the hunger in Dricus and how much the belt means to him. But it is cool to see. Like, I would love to see Dricus be a champion, but I'd also like to see Sean continue his reign because we haven't seen so much from Sean. Like, I'm talking about him not showing his grappling. It's like, we want to see him grapple. How good is he? And I'd say he's pretty good. Apparently, he's wrestling with, D1 wrestlers and doing well with them. Who knows how much they weigh, but talk behind the scenes of Sean's grappling is that he's high level. So anyways, who do you think is going to win? Drop a comment down below. At this point, I'm not going to ask people to subscribe. I really don't care. I'm just doing this because I like to talk about fights, and, talking out loud and having at least one or two people listen is cool. So anyways, thanks for listening, and talk to you guys after the fight. Who do you think's going to win? Peace.